Hello, everyone, and we are live. We are so happy to be back after we take a break, a necessary break. Let's see that we are live and all the channels. And how you doing, Elva?
Great. So happy to be here again. I miss it.
Me too. I miss it a lot. I miss us to be together doing some good damage. And I would say that one of the things that life have is ironies. For the people who doesn't know, we prepare all the topics that we're going to be talking with a month in advance. We already know what we're going to be talking in May. And my computer was doing a rebooting. So the initial computer, when we have all the graphic, we couldn't upload it. But we have decided to talk about the royals for almost 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Just happened this morning. I wake up and I pick up my phone and I found out that Prince Philip has died at the age of 99. Guess what? We choose a couple of weeks ago to read the Queen Elizabeth, Princess Margaret, and Prince Philip today. So sometimes the irony of life that we choose to do the month with the royals, but it's no correlation for what happened today. But I guess the most people is going to be watching the live today related to that because they want to know more about his life, besides who he was before he married the Queen, and he have a career actually. It's a love story behind and how she wanted to be only the wife of, and she ended up being the Queen of England. So, are you ready? We have
Yes.
people who is saying
Good.
like, I knew, Elizabeth, you're gonna be waiting for this one because I know you. And Elizabeth already wrote me last week like, you're not gonna go live. Like, no, we're not gonna go live. We're gonna take a break. But so all of that should be fun. Glowing Amber, how you doing, my love? And like, oh my, yeah, it's crazy how things happen. Today we have the Queen, the sister, and the husband. Next week we have Charles, Lady D, and Camilla. And after that we have Kate and William. And after that we have Meghan and Harry. And on the month of May, we're going to be talking about muggles who make history, like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and things like that. So I'm going to post it at the middle of the month. So knocking wood, nothing happened. It shows that this is just a casualty. So yeah. I know next to nothing about the actual life of the royals. I have not watched The Crown either. I would just watch The Crown. It's going to show you
Mhm.
an aspect of the royals more human that you don't know. And today we were supposed to have an expert on the royals who live in London and is a journalist who specialize that is talking about them. And obviously at noon he wrote to me and like, I cannot divide myself anymore. Everybody from the United States is calling me. I'm like going crazy. I have a show live with New York at the same time that we're going live. So we lost the expert, but anyway, we have the story. So, and by the way, Perry, you're from London. You're from the UK. You should know more about the royals than we know. But in my part, I become fascinated with the royals when I learned about Wallis Simpson and Edward VIII and the abdication to the throne and how that was changing the pace of the story of England. I love The Crown. I learned so much I never realized. Like, yep, I would say from all the documentaries, look on The Crown from what I've been reading about the royals. It's pretty accurate and show a part that the Queen basically that we didn't know about it. So hello, also hello, ladies. Hello, my love. We have, hey there, anyone. Always love when the Profiler Task Force puts out the new videos or live. Hope you are having a great day. Good news. Guess what? The Profilers, we are coming back in May. The team is coming back after a good deserved vacation to get the things done. Elizabeth says, Wallis Rocket. Yes, she changed for being simple woman from the United States to be two-time divorcees, to be the first person to make a king and throne to abdicate. And it's really interesting to read her story and her side of the story, because she ended up feel trapped because she didn't want him to abdicate the throne. She actually wasn't with him. She left him when he decided to do it, and she find out that he abdicated the throne by the radio. They wasn't together at that time, so she felt kind of lie to go with him. And at the end of her life, she wrote that nobody gonna ever understand how horrible is to be the center of the love story of the century. I feel like I'm a trap in a golden cage. So the love story didn't end up so well for her. Hello, gorgeous Perry. You see, Perry, again, you have your crowd. Looking sharp, lady. Thank you. I even wearing purple glasses, and we're going to talk about the meaning of purple. So all purple today, even the jewelry. Gail McPhail says the Crown is drawn fiction. Even the producer of the show have stressed that it is fiction. Certain things are fiction, but they have a pretty accurate things about the personal life of them that is not being publicized. Hello, Glowing Amber. Perry says hello to you, Glowing. Okay. You want to go to the presentation? Are we ready?
Yes, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the royals. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about Prince Charles, Diana, and Camilla, April 16, 4 p.m. After that, we're going to be talking on April 23rd about Kate and Williams. And on April the 30th, we're going to be talking about Meghan and Harry. We're not going to go to dirty secrets. It's not our point. It just gives you a contextual. We are not a show specialized in criticizing other people's life. By the way, I don't envy any of them and to be so exposed to the public. So if you want to learn what the witchcraft that we do today about face reading, you're more than welcome to go to humanbehaviorhackerschool.com. And we have 2 webinars a month. If you want to know about that and register, you can go to humanbehaviorlab.com/webinar. And the next one, next Tuesday, we're going to be doing face reading profiler intro 3. We're going to be talking about eyelids and why are so important. We're going to be talking about intimacy levels, stress level, the combination of different eyelids, because you can have different eyelids depending on the side of your face. And we're going to talk how we need to be approached based on this. And remember, if you miss any of the webinars, are gonna be stationed and for you to purchase after they are live in our website, Human Behavior Hacker School. And talking about Human Behavior Hacker School, I'm gonna tell a lot of people has been asking for the training programs that we're gonna be launching in June. And a lot of people are not doing really well money-wise. So we designed this new program called Face Reading Profiling Levels 1 to 5. It's a bundle, so you can get all the levels today and pay in 6 months. One of the good things about the bundle and all the classes that we do about face reading is that you have 6 months of homework 2 times a month, that you have a support group, and you have an open class once a month where you can bring your questions. We review your homework. We send you the review so you can do it in your own pace. So most of the places, they don't give you all the options. 6 months to pay, 6 months of homework, reviewed by your coach, and one group open class once a month with your teachers. So go for it if you want to learn a little more. If you don't want to miss absolutely anything that we do, I would say go to Human Behavior YouTube channel and register, and you're going to receive. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. So the royals, and again, our most deeply condolences to the Queen and the royal family. He died at the age of 99. We're going to talk about him too. But the most important, he was the Queen partner for 74 years. It's like, my parents were together for 55, and like, what the heck? That is a long time. Well, they were together since for 74 years. Like it's a lot of time to be with someone. Now, there is a thing who happened with everything who has to do with the Queen of the Royals, that is the use of the color purple. Okay. I love royal purple too. Well, Elizabeth, we're going to explain why the royals and everything who has to do with the crown is related to the color purple, because it's a science who study the colors and correlation that it's been used in advertisement too. The purple glass look great, especially with the blouse. Thank you very much, Amber, glowing Amber. We put a lot of production in everything that we do. Besides, my green screen fell today, so I cannot have the green screen that I was expecting. My apologies. RIP, Prince Philip. Yep, our condolences. Happy Friday, Haiti. Thank you for being here. AJ, woohoo. So looking forward to the show coming up. Thank you for bringing them to us. Perry, like, oh, we have a chatty people today. I know I'm biased, but the training is amazing. But the worm, once you learn it, you will see things in a whole new way. Thank you very much, Perry. And he did a testimonial for us this week, recording all the way from London. So thank you very much, my love. And for always being there. Well, I never realized that they were together that long. Like, yeah, 74 years. So that's the reason that it's good to talk about them and know beside what all the media is going around. But let's talk about the color purple. Basically symbolize spirituality, mystery, royalty, and imagination. What is one of the reasons that you're going to find out in most of the Pilates studios of people who are into spiritual things, they're using the color purple. The color is spiritually and imagination. Purple inspires us to divulge our innermost thoughts, which enlighten us with wisdom of who we are, encourage spiritual growth. It is often associated with royalty and luxury, and its mystery and magic spark creativity, fantasies. Born to be purple means born to be royal. To be born to be royalty. So you're going to find out that everything who has to do with luxury, there is a liquor, I think that is, I don't know if it's a whiskey and a scotch, what kind of a hard liquor is, but it's purple and it's called the crown. So everything that is related to the crown and everything that's related to the royals has to do with purple for that reason. Claire says, hi, ladies. My wine glass is full. I'm excited to start learning about the royals. Thank you very much. I wish I have the same. I just have coffee that is cold already, but I need it. Oh, weird. My name didn't show up. It's Sarah Eno. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Oh, because you are on the Facebook group. So remember that we have 7 monitors, and I not always can keep up with all of them, and I have my windows open so you can listen to the trains going on the back. Okay, let's go with the Queen. Her badass lady. If you have the chance to read a little deeper story, there is a documentary on Netflix too to talk about the relationship between Queen Elizabeth and Margaret. And the funny part is she never wanted to be a queen. So that's how she ended up. She was born Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor, Prince Elizabeth of York. She was born 21 of April 1926. This information we had it from British website, and we were reviewing the presentation with Elvin. Says, I have a confusion on how we put the dates and the months. Like, no, that's how the British and in Latin America they put it. And we took the information from an official website from the palace to make sure that we are accurate, since we don't have the expert today. So on the 21 of April, I'm so used to say the month first. She was born. She is 94. Edward III abdicates to the throne on December 1936. When she was born, she wasn't to be prepared, neither her father, George VI, to be queen or her father to be the king. So when Edward VIII advocated to the throne to get married to Wallis Simpson, they're called Wallis Simpson and Edward, his brother George VI, the brother of Edward VIII, to become a queen, who make her the next on the line to be on the throne. She married Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, that we're going to be talking about him too, in November 20, 1947, at the Westminster Abbey. They were married for 74 years, and we didn't have any sun, and suddenly the sky decided to open. Great! Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. They have, I'm sorry, I just got too fast. They have 4 kids. First Charles, second Anne, Princess Andrew, and Princess Edward. The coronation of Elizabeth I and Elizabeth II took place on June 2 of the June of 1956 in Westminster Abbey, London, at the age of 28 years old. I don't know if you know that, but since she wasn't prepared to be a queen, and the only fantasy she had when she was a kid to get married, to be a socialite, and to have a bunch of horses and Yorkies, the kind of dog that she loved, and have a lot of dogs. She wanted to be a wife. She didn't want it to be a queen. So when Edward VIII abdicated to the throne, she started getting prepared to be the queen. So at the age of 11 years old, she needs to learn that her bubble of being a girl who nobody knows about it, now it's exposed. Her exposure to the media was since she was really, really young, and it was complicated for her because it was really difficult to be a kid and to be the next on the throne to the queen. When she was married, she was 21, and they moved to, it was Malta, Elva, when she moved with Prince Philip, because she was in the Navy, and we're going to be talking about that. She moved to Malta with him when he was posted for the Navy, and she was expecting to be a wife. That's it. So we have more people. Glowing Ember says, Suzanne, the multitasker. Like, yeah, I multitask all the time. As long as you write out the month, I understand it. When they use numeral for month, day, and year, I get confused. Like, yeah, you need to know if the person is British or not. But in this case, somebody asking if you're okay. Like, yeah, she's joking.
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's Sarah. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Let's start with the Queen Elizabeth II. This is 1945. A little before she became the queen. She must have 19 years old here, I would say. What strike you the most first, Elva?
Her teeth. Oh my God, those teeth are like the stubbornness. Once she said something in her life, she go for it. She never stopped. So yeah, that's the first. And the roundness of her face, it came to my mind too, because she were more like likable.
Talking about roundness, we're going to be doing a webinar regarding the 6 principles of persuasion. And I found a picture when I studied with Robert Cialdini a couple of years ago, and I weighed around like 20 pounds less. I weighed myself this week, and like I'm over 20 pounds my weight. I'm like, what? Never in my life. So I'm on diet, but I was like 20 pounds lighter, and my face was really, 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 really round. And now, even with 20 pounds extra, my face is more angular, and my cheeks are like in 45-degree angles. So it was crazy. So when we do the webinar with Cialdini, we're going to be showing that picture, because it's to me it's fascinating how faces can change so fast. Glowing says, they remind me of horses' teeth. She loved horses. Yeah. It's funny because she started riding the horses on the side like they used to do it. And after she got married, she was allowed to ride the horses with the two legs on the corner, because the theory says that you can lose your virginity if you're riding like a man, a horse. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's true or not. I never checked with no BGYM, but that's the idea. What ladies who are single, they should be riding the horse on the side. So another thing, she have high standards on her business side and her personal side. And one of the things that we talk is like, usually when you have the stubborn teeth, you have the nonconformist and the stubbornness, and we can say this lady was pretty stubborn and like she gonna make it happen. Another thing is she have some eyelids that she was kind of, I need my space, but I need to be with other people too. And she was more family oriented. Her chin and her eyebrows for more like about people person. She wanted to get married, to have kids, to be another wife. She wanted to like have more relationship with others. What else you see?
Yeah. Okay, what else? It's like the nose. I think the nose, she always have that, her long nose is like, she always cares about the things, not to work too much, but work the things that you have to work.
Yeah, Diana says she have a very thin top lip and a normal bottom lip. If the top was not so thin, her teeth will be fine. There's nothing wrong with her teeth. Actually, has nothing to do with the shape or the thinness of the lip. You need to be measuring the features based on the face. Again, maybe from another person, her mouth would be small, but in her case, her mouth was big, like well-spoken person. She was trained to well-spoken person. We have, okay, we go into this funny part. I lost my virginity to a whore. Oh boy. And Elizabeth said, this is ridiculous. I know. Tell us how to write to preserve our virginity. You need to understand this happened on the 30s and 40s. We need to remember that we're going to talk about Margaret, but she couldn't marry a married guy. And there were problems with Lady D when they want to get divorced, because you're not supposed to get divorced. So we are in a pace where women, we have win more space and more self-care and self-preservation and independence, and not too long. Remember, ladies, that the first independent movement happened to women was the right to vote, the right to use anti-conception, and the right to take care of our body, and freedom from clothing that were like oppressing us. And if you start looking back, that was 60 years ago. They're not so much far away. So we have a user from Facebook says, hello. Thank you for being here. Hello, Leah. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. Perry says, she got those Duracell Bunny Endurance chick. It looked like, no? Yep. And she still have it after many, many years. She still have that energy going on. What else do you see, Elba? Or you want to go to the next one?
I think the last thing that I want to address is like when she starts something, she finishes it. She never left something like unfinished. She always be like, okay, it's, for example, she always said, first, it's my duty. And that's the thing that going on since, I think, since the day she knows she's going to be the queen. So yeah, I think
the duty come first. First, then her family. First, then her sister, and first, then herself. That's the reason I says I will not, by any means, get in the life of any of the personas that we're going to be presenting this month for one day. Hey, James, it's been forever with you too. Nice to have you back. I'm the Facebook user, and like, hey, Anne, how you doing? Good to have you here. Leah says, looking beautiful, ladies. Wow, thank you. Oh, we have, you know what, guys? You're working on my ego today. Thank you very much. I feel like an inch bigger. Size saddle, yeah, size saddle for ladies was primarily used because women wore dresses. Yes, but it was a theory that I didn't know when I was doing research for the show today, that some theories says that the ladies, they need to wear, they need to size saddle because of not losing the virginity. And actually the queen was using pants since she was really young, and she was riding with pants. So it maybe started with because the women were wearing skirts, or dresses, but there is a theories. If you want to Google it, you're going to find out a lot of crazy theories relating to that. Okay, let's go back. Now, we have a woman who become the queen. And now her face, if you start seeing, we're going to see that it's a deviation between the upper lip on the business side, the outside, and the lower lip. She's really well spoken, but regarding her private life, she talked less about her private life externally than she talked inside the house. Again, she wanted to be a wife and a mom. She didn't want it to be the queen. What else you see changes between 1945 and 1952?
You see how the proxemic start changing? It's putting more distance between people.
Yeah. Amber, I adore you. She says, same theory of using tampons instead of the pad. Sorry, guys. It's true. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Some cultures, they don't allow it. And the Middle East, they don't sell it. Because the theory in the Middle East still, they don't sell tampons. Again, guys, we need to look things in context and story. We have been, a lot of societies and cultures still like repress. She's beautiful, like, yes. And she was a bulldog and still a bulldog. Her nose looked smaller. Then the picture before, Claire, let me see. Let's check. No, I think it's the angle. I don't see her nose is smaller 7 years later. Actually, you can see that she have what Martin Luther King and a lot of people who work on the service to others, they have the filter hanging on the nose. So she was born to serve. Actually, again, at the age of 11, they changed all her education pattern to make her sure that she can become a queen, and Margaret wasn't. They never was on the picture that Margaret maybe sometime can be the replacement for the queen. Anything else, Alba, that you've seen on the queen?
We go to the next one.
Oh, God, I can see your smile. EDINBURGH says, regal. I'm sorry, Heidi, I lost you. Diane says she looked beautiful in this picture. You can tell she has lived and is wise. Yeah, she definitely have lived. Glowing Amber says her jaw looks more thin, like she lost baby fat. No, the chin has nothing to do with that. It's not about losing baby fat. It's how the chin modified. Again, I was telling that I was 20 pounds lighter and I have a rounded and more full face, and it was before I have an accident. After that accident, then I ended up in a really bad situation where I need to have a major surgery. And you can see in my neck, this is not a wrinkle, this is a scar. They need to open my neck side to side. My face changed after the surgery. So it's not about the baby fat, it's about the things who happen in your life. This one, 1975. Oh my God. The upper lip completely become thinner. Her eyes become
Yes.
fuller and the eyebrows start changing.
Yeah, and the eyelids too start changing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see?
Yeah, and her personal
So,
sides start getting thinner.
mhm. Yes,
One of the
that's the
things
finish.
then I start seeing on her, you want to talk about these lines or you want me to talk about them?
This one's when you have something tough in your life and you just stand up and just go. You're that's the lines that we have when we have
The
something so
courage
tough
line.
and we get up and the courage line. Yeah, when we keep doing it and we didn't know how much strength we have until we pass that moment and we just go up and keep going.
Yeah, people says that those lines has to do with when you forget by encouraging and by fighting, and sometimes you put yourself on the second place, and when you face a lot of adversity, you're going to see those lines. If you watch any picture of Christopher Reed after he had his accident, you're
Mm.
going to find out one of the most defined courage lines that I have seen, and we're going to see her lines in the same way on the when we progress and we see the last pictures. But one of the things is she keep having the same teeth on the front. So even though
Mhm.
when on the other picture we cannot see it, but we're gonna see that it doesn't matter because her lips change it all the time. You're gonna see that the upper lip
Mhm.
thinner or thicker, the teeth can still become bigger and front and show her stubbornness. One of the things that is really difficult for the queen to be seen is the top of the ears. I haven't found
Oh yeah,
pictures
that's the
where I
hardest.
cannot see her ears. No.
Me neither. Me neither. Meaning I just look and look for it and no, I didn't find one picture of it. Nope.
Mm. Good question, glowing number. Actually, we're going to talk about grief and courage because at
Mhm.
the end of the last picture, uh, she have grieving lines to the point they become a bitterness, like become like it's eating you alive. And we know when that happened, and we're going to talk about that. But really good question. Thank you. Her eyebrows got more thicker and round, even though the eyebrows are longer. Elva, I know that you like this picture for the eyebrows. So, talk, lady.
Yes, her eyebrows start changing. Her eyebrows get more thicker, and if you can see it in her personal life, it start getting like pointy, and in the business side, it start getting rounded.
No, the opposite. The personal side become rounded.
Sorry, sorry,
The
I
business.
switched it because I changed here. Yeah, sorry, I switched it. It was my call.
No, yeah, you have the system switch the image for you, but this is the personal side. You're
Uh-huh.
going to see they're getting rounded, but it's still everything that she start finish. And it's slightly, but getting to the point. If we get a circle here, a circle here, and a circle here, we're going to see that we can do a triangle. Perry got
Mhm.
another one for you, my love.
Which
Somebody
one? Which one?
says, yes, caught the live. Really enjoyed this intelligent woman. I don't know what you're talking about. We're missing someone? Let me joke. So Perry, is it just me or does her nose tips angle more downward in this picture? Good call, Perry.
Yes,
Look like
yes.
somebody finished level 5 already. What do you mean?
Yes, you're right. Yes, she's getting shut down. It means that she needs proof. If you want to convince her about something, prove her because she's not going to believe you in the first.
We have a lot of message. Her eyelids disappear. They start disappearing. Actually, you can see the eyelids only in the inner counter, but meaning from outside to inside. So when you have different eyelids, again, in one eye, you can have different eyelids, and you can have different eyelids depending on the eye. So everything from outside in, that she doesn't have eyelids in the outside world. She doesn't have almost none eyelids on on her business side, and have less and less on the business side. So you're right. Thank you. So what else? You're gonna go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one that
1990.
I started like.
So now you're gonna start seeing the courage lines. You see how they go all the way to the face? So you
Yes.
can see the two lines. Those
She
lines
get more
are,
focus.
I'm sorry, I barely hear you. What?
She start getting more focus on things and be more like, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm going in this way.
Yeah. And you're gonna notice more on her business side than the personal side. But we have a trilogy here. We have different things to read. Her visionary lines, meaning that start thinking ahead, start growing, but her focus too, and the burned out lines. So she's getting burned out. And I start paying attention to this. Do you see this line below the nose? I call it the royal line. And with the years pass, you can see that her front teeth keep getting bigger, and her upper lip and the lower lip start disappearing. That was when the Lady D and Charles start having some scandals. Remember that she withdraw herself? And another thing that is crazy is her eyebrows start becoming chameleon. Can you tell us in lame terms what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she start getting like, she's having a bad time, and she start getting like, you know what? I don't want to be seen. I want to be seen in the time that is needed to be, but I can be like if I don't have to, I will not be seen. It doesn't mean that she's not going to pay attention of things. She's going to do it, and she was doing it. But when she felt it's like the time to show up, she will show up. But at the meantime, she will not be seen.
Perry, you bring a really good question. It looked like the nostril had been gotten smaller since 1970. You know what? Actually, her nose getting turned down more. So it looked like the nostrils are getting smaller, but actually the nostrils are not getting smaller. And I have the sun in my face like, hey, I come in chameleon. So their nostril not getting smaller.
Yeah.
The pointy of the nose is getting like down. So they're covering more the nostrils. Glowing says it looked like a different person. Well, if you read the story about everything who went through with her, you're gonna see it's a different person. She have definitely a criticism line, but you need to always be careful with the criticism line with the protruding chin. She had a protruding chin and criticism line. So she was like a bulldog. Whatever she decides she need to get done, she's gonna do it. And when you're reading people who saw publicly, you will think like, oh, you went and read an article, or you have been following her. But we do the same with people that we don't know. And we have students here that has been following our classes, and we have been doing this reading with people they don't know. So we showing you what things on their face show what personality she had and she have. So what else we have, Elba, here? It's amazed me the agnostic lines she have. She doesn't believe anything until you show her. You get froze. Okay, Elvis froze. So you see this line below the nose? Start paying attention, because you're gonna find out every time that somebody from the crown or the royals start getting a public persona, that line is gonna show up. It's the false smile. So until Elba come back. Now, do you see the line? That line, you're going to see it in all the people that we have on the royals. Now, 2012, she already lost her sister. When she lost her sister in 2001, it says that it was the first time that somebody saw the queen losing her composure or crying in public. Actually, she left only one tear fall from her face when she lost her sister, who was her best friend. Months later, she lost her mom, and she didn't lose the composure. But you're gonna see something. Her sister was her best friend, and her mom
Mhm.
was her counselor. You see, somebody was asking about the grieving lines. So these lines only happen when you lost something that you really love. Can be a career, it can be a person. So when some people, I found this in a lot of women who want to be dancers, and they, for any reason, or artists or musicians, and they cannot because they're not on the top of the best. You're gonna start seeing those lines. No, when the lines cross the lip to the bottom line, that is bitterness. That
Mhm.
is that you have resentment against life for taking away things that were matter to you and that were near to your heart. So that is the face of the Queen in 2012. And what else you want to tell about that, Elva? In the meantime, I have a lot of people. Then I'm
You see
sorry I
the
haven't put.
eyelids disappear, like no eyelids.
Nope.
Yeah, she need more time for her and be like, okay, if it's too much people, no, I prefer to be by my own and do things and recharge my energy by my own.
Yeah, she got laser focus. 2012 was a complicated year for her. Let's see if we have. It also looked like she have a noticeable criticism line, like, oh yeah, it's noticeable. The point is this the grieving lines are so deep that you can miss this, but
Yes.
this line is showing, and she have disappointment lines, and both in personal and the business side, and you see the lines crossing.
Mm-hmm.
She was more affected in her personal life, but when the lines going from the top crossing to the bottom of the mouth, those are compassion lines, meaning that you start being more compassionate because life has slapped you on the face so hard that you start putting other people attention. uh Amber, like, yeah, you're right, Chris is online. I have the monitor, then I touch screen, so it's easy, then go to the mouse. So Chris is online. I thought that the line of the chin mean the she liked to be compliment. Yeah, she liked to be compliment for simple thing. I just realized that the queen was tough at hell. She still are my love.
Yeah.
She still is. She's is tough, and she's gonna be always tough. That was her signature. She become tougher and tougher, and you can see her face is round. It's not getting sunken for the age she is. She's 94, and we're gonna see on the next picture that you're not gonna see sunken chinks. You
No,
see the energizer bunny.
they're still there. And you
Here we
can,
go. I have a user on Facebook. Let's see where I have.
I think
I don't
maybe,
know in what Facebook, but
maybe it's
you.
Anne or Sarah.
Hmm?
Maybe it's Anne or Sarah because it
Sarah,
was.
you see, her face is more rounded. So, at an age where a person should be like sunk in her face, she's 94 in this picture. You
Mhm.
expecting a person to have sunken cheek. She doesn't have. Because doesn't matter what happened in her life, she always was an energizer Rani. And now both eyebrows are different. What are they become? Pointy.
Pointy. Yes, and chameleon.
Yep. And what happened? You see the teeth?
Yeah, that's the
Her
thing that I'm going to point. Her teeth, and you can see since like the pictures before, the teeth, they're still crooked. She still have the highest standards.
Perry is true. She have burnout lines, but she have the burnout lines go from the normal, they can be like one finger, all the way to the top of the head.
Mhm.
So those lines are like going to a new path, burning every candle in both ends. That's what she's doing. So does she have the burnout lines across the bridge of the nose? Yes.
Yes, that's
Oh
the
my
one.
God, we have guys
Oh,
who are on fire. Uh, Glowing says, watch The Crown, Perry. She was strong even when she didn't want to be. Yeah, that's what happened with her. Her canines look sharp in the pic. Yes, but it's still the front teeth are the one who you need to be read. And if you see the lower teeth, they're crooked, and she never changed it.
Nope.
She's always aesthetically perfect. But another thing, you see the line below the nose?
Yeah.
Those are the forced lines. So we're going to do the before and after. In the meantime, I check in on the people.
Yeah.
She also showed the jewels. Ooh, I'm Anne. Okay, Anne. Somebody was doing the level 5 last unit. Yeah, she had jewels. Meaning, but you know what? She had jewels when she was 18. Remember when we talked that jewels are not, jewels are this part? It's not only happen because you have saggy skin or because you're old. She had jewels in proportion or her face that the chin was smaller. Her chin was smaller, and 10 years on being a queen, the jewels and the on the chin become bigger and square. But what you can tell us what happened with the jewels, Elba?
When you have the jewels, is because you have the authority. People pay attention to you, and when you talk, it is your word. It's like the one that is going to be.
Glowing number. We're gonna talk about that. And I think she felt guilty, and her sister never was happy regarding that. The round cheek, does this mean positive person? I would say this more has to do with the stamina, the positive attitude. It has to do with the stamina, the approach to work, that you never give up, even though when somebody kick you on the butt, you're going to get down on your feet and keep going. So that has to do. Elba, what do you think?
Yeah, it's the same. It has to do how much energy do you have. If you are the kind of person that you can work like 24 hours not stopping, and you don't feel like you are tired, or you need time, and you can work like for 2 hours, the hottest, and then you go to rest because you need to rest. So I think it's go for there. How much energy do you have to do things?
She still have the cute hairdo. Yeah, she didn't change anything actually.
No.
Since she got married, she had the same hair, the same dressing, she wearing brooch, pearls. Like, yeah, she never changed. Glowing Amber says, when I talked to the jaw, I was told with the jaws. Yeah, it's jaw are these, like you see the bones on the jaw, on the jaw. This is the chin and this is the jaws. So our face has more division and parts. We have a complexion of sparing parts. We have Perry says, I just noticed how the eyes angle in the business side has completely changed from upward to downward. If you draw a line between the canty, like, yeah, you're gonna see that actually, I would say the both eyes are expecting the worst, because life treat her expecting the worst. So you caught it more prominent, Perry, on the business side, but she had it on the personal side too. Somebody says, definitely the queen have a lot of stamina. Yep.
She never stopped.
The earlobes are showing here. Will you consider the lobes long? Nope. It's the earrings. For example, I'm wearing these earrings today. So if you look at my earlobes, maybe they look like they're bigger or longer, but actually my earlobes are extremely small. So you need to look for different pictures when you need to read someone who wearing that kind of thing. Why do you many get hooded eyelids and they grow older? It's not always because growing older. I know a lot of women and men that they don't have that kind of hooded eyelids. Has to do with your how much laser focus you are and how independent you become. There were rumors that by this time Prince Philip already started losing it, and she need to learn to be more independent, and she lost everything was important for her, so she became more laser focused. And by the way the crown and the royals has changed on the last 20 years, it's a before and after. We need to remember that we have a prince who abdicated to the throne in 1936. In 2020, we have a mixed race divorced women from United States being married to Harry. No criticism. I think it's amazing the royals are growing, but you need to understand how much things are changed. She had warrior chick, yeah, but she only had warrior chicks on her business side. Her personal side is less casi, how the Italian says. Così is how the Italian says. But says she have those warrior chicks now. It looked like, but it's still the roundness in the face, incredibly combination. She have healer chicks, she have round chick, and she have warrior chicks. She's one of those combinations that she's gonna be kicking, even though when she put on the coffin. So you can agree with her, you can disagree, but this woman is like the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Chapeau. There are women who change story. It's definitely a different dynamic in the royal family. Yeah, thank God. Everybody needs to change the dynamic in order to grow. Okay, we have a lot to going on, so we're gonna go with Princess Margaret. You wanna go with reading the description, and I'm going with the gossip. What you want to do?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I will do it. Okay. The timeline is the Princess Margaret Rose of York. She born on August 21 in 1930. She was married with Anthony Armstrong Jones, and her first Earl of Snowdown, and
they were married for between 1960 to 1978.
Yeah, her kids was Lady Margarita Armstrong Jones and Charles Armstrong Jones, Viscount Linley, and she died on February 9, 2002, at the age of 71.
Yeah, her third stroke put her on the hospital, and she never made it. We need to consider that the sister died at the age of 71 when she was younger than the queen. But Margaret was a heavy smoker. They says that Margaret become public to the scandals on the media when she announced at the same year that Elizabeth became queen that she was dating man called Peter Townsend, that not only was 16 years older than he was divorced. He used to work for both, for the father of the both ladies. And it was a huge scandal because the church didn't allow it. So the Queen Elizabeth says, okay, wait a year until you decide. When finally the story became public, Margaret was 23 years old, and the crown, the laws in England says that in order not to have asked for permission, you need to wait until you become the age of 25 to get married. But what happened when she was legally allowed to get married? They says, okay, you need to choose between the crown or be happy. Some people blame the Elizabeth II. Some people blame the Margaret was more comfortable to be a socialite and the queen. Whatever happened, we're never gonna know it. I was listening and reading about like the formal or official biographers that were supposed to be related to the royals. But the truth to be told, we only gonna know what happened between two of them. But the crazy part is Peter Townsend was sent to, I think, Belgium for command and for work, obviously to get it away from Margaret. And when he came back, when she turned 25, the media asked for the people to vote. And between I'm going to read it because I don't want to make a mistake. 70,142 people vote. 68,000 people vote that Margaret should be allowed to marry a man. Doesn't matter if it's divorced or not. A couple of years later, Charles did that with an older woman. How crazy, no? The
Yes.
same woman who says to the sister, you cannot be married, allow his son to do it. Crazy. Actually, Margaret was really good friends with Lady D. And they stopped their friendship with Lady D, decide to divorce Prince Charles. Only to let you know, Margaret was such a center of attention, such a beauty, and such a personality that in 1940, the two women more photographed and more followed by the media to the point they're breaking on the rooms were Elizabeth Taylor and the Princess Margaret. That's how much charm and attraction she got around the people on her life. So let's talk about Margaret. You want to go with the first one?
Yes. I want to go with the eyebrows because I love the eyebrows. And you can see here, she had I think in this picture, she was 17, 18, something like that. And she has the straight eyebrows. And she had two things. She was the kind of person that, okay, I need the facts and the data. Just give me the bullet points and that's it. And she were like, okay, I start and I would like to finish. So she had this both things in her eyebrows.
And she didn't have any eyelids. She was laser focused, and she knew what she wanted way more than Prince Elizabeth wanted. Mm-hmm. Why the sun need to pound on my face? No. In the case of Margaret, I think that maybe because she was growing on the shadow of her sister, you see that she already have the turned down nose at really young age.
Yeah, she was really young to have that because she wanted to do good things.
You don't see the turned down nose in such a young people. So, oh my God, it's already we have an hour. So this was 147. These are 40 years later, and you can see the turn on the nose is coming more. Mm-hmm. Now, she didn't have such a front teeth like her sister. She was less perseverant. And we can see that she have a thin lower lip. So for the person who was talking about that, the size of the front teeth has to do with the lip. Now you can see that proportionally, we couldn't say that the front teeth are big, but are not. They're more proportional with the face, even though the mouth thing. But she was outspoken. She had a big mouth.
She always know what to say.
Yep. And she was really good on her personal life to find out when somebody was giving her BS.
Yes. And you can see something in there. She had eyelids.
Yeah, she have a little more eyelids.
Uh-huh.
She already met 1,000 at that point of her life.
Yes.
And she was really pragmatical. So maybe that has to do with the decisions, like because if she would abdicate to the throne to be with 1,000, if Elizabeth would have died, she wouldn't be the next online because she abdicated to the throne. Basically, legally, without saying abdicating, she wouldn't have to need to abdicate to marry him. So Sarah says, so that play into her view of divorced individuals because she loved her sister too much. And Perry says, a guided cage sound far too pleasant, more like guided barbed wire. So we have somebody in Facebook saying like straight eyebrows, long nose, tip of the nose down, low proxemic, full lower lip, priority pointy chin. Like, ooh, somebody's on fire today.
Yeah.
Yeah, good reading. Good for you. You see, low proxemic. Another thing, she have low proxemic since she was really young. Mm-hmm. She was really friendly. They says the party didn't start until Margaret showed up, and the party. And they say she never went to bed before 5 o'clock in the morning. That's my girl. Oh my God, nothing wrong with that. Okay, now we have this woman who is completely in love, who they say they never recover. Some of the biographers says that she dies still in love with Peter Townsend. So here, she has married this photographer who's a socialite who it was a designer too. And at this point, she was married, she had 2 kids, and she was physically and emotionally abused by her husband. What is happening here? There, we don't see much smile.
No, and you can see something. The eyelids disappear again.
Yeah. She becomes reserved again. Her nose get more pointy, and you start seeing the disappointed lines here. She was too young. She was around 34. I would say 33 to 34 in this picture. You see the disappointed lines, and you can see the secret line on her personal side. That is a huge secret line, more than the business side. So what will happen in her life, she need to keep it near to the heart. What else you can tell us? The eyebrows never change.
No, I think the eyebrows are still the same. She's still like faxing data in just bullet point.
Glowing Amber says the bottom lids look baggy. We don't read bottom lids when they're baggy, only when they stretch. That is doubt, but can be. But bad sleeping, retaining water, in women is more common to see baggy eyelids. Perry says her personal eyebrows start to change into chameleon. Yep, good call. They started, I will say, the most significant change in faces you can see from outside to inside. You're going to see that everything start happening outside and it start coming inside. And we are more than an hour and 10 minutes, and we still have Prince Philip, 93. God. Yeah. She had the courage lines.
She had the courage lines. She knows.
Let me see something. No, I'm sorry. I was looking for the lower line. Yeah, say it.
She started getting no sleeping. She was like, if something appears at 2 o'clock in the morning, she goes up and do things. And the eyebrows start getting, like Perry said before, being chameleon.
At this point of her life, she was dating a man who was 17 years younger than she was. She got divorced, and she was extremely unhappy because, again, she wasn't finding love, and she was following her sister commands around the world. Only to let you know, by the time the Princess Margaret died in 2001, she had founded 42 charities around the world, and she had done a lot of good. So she compensated her losses with doing well. You can see the line again?
Yes, that's the one. Yes.
So I know there were sisters, and people could say that, well, since they were sisters, they have the same genetics. I'm going to show you how Camilla, Charles, Meghan, Kate, William, Harry, everybody in the royal family have the same line. But the funny part, they didn't have it before they become the royal family. So that is when you're forcing a smile and you withhold your own feelings to looking good for the picture. And you can see that and the stretch upper lip too. And by the way, the lines between the lips, they almost disappear. She was playful. That girl was a party girl.
Yes.
She was a party girl. This is from the year before she died. You can see the grieving lines too.
Yeah, she have it too.
Yeah, the grieving lines, but you can see the line on the bottom of the nose.
Yes.
And she started getting a little more white under the eyes, more disconnected from reality. And if you can see the eyelids the eyebrows change a little. More pointy, but they start coming more and more chameleon, and that the upper lid came completely stretched. It's a line. She was forced to smile so deep that she lost the shape of the upper lip.
Yes.
What else you see?
Yes, and the nose. It's like she started getting down to her nose, and at this time she's like, I don't trust anybody.
I don't know. Somebody says the eyebrows change. They turn round and little bit pointed. Yeah, they're turned pointy. Yes. Alice is asking of your personal side, of your right side. Personal side. This is the personal side of a person. This is the external work or the business of a person.
Mhm.
That last comment was for the picture before 2000. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see if we have more comment before we go into Prince Philip. We have somebody in Facebook say her side, right side, personal side of her smile is turned down. No, the secret lines.
Yeah, it's the secret.
Are
Yeah.
huge secret lines are
Mhm.
like the Joker on Batman. That
Mhm.
the courage lines are so marked in her face. Actually, they're not courage lines. She has
No,
a protruding chin, meaning that her chin is forward and her lower lip, but that is the shadow of the upper lip. I have the
that's
same.
the thing.
I don't have a critical line. My lower lip is thicker and my chin is so protruding compared to the rest of my face that it looked like I had it, but I don't have it. I wouldn't have
Mhm.
any problem to have it, but anyway. So
Oh my God.
before and after, before we go into Prince Philip.
Yeah, her eyebrows change. Her eyelids is like none. Her nose, her grieving lines, her lips, her upper lip. It's yeah.
The courage line. She have more courage lines on the personal side than she have on the other. And another thing, she started losing the burned out lines.
Mhm.
So I think from each straw that she have, she was more and more disconnected from, like, okay, let's let it go, let it
That
go.
happened. And that happened because I read something about her and that said that she started like getting like, you know what? This is my work. This is the things that you want me to do. I will do it. And that's it. I will not be so public like I was before.
Yeah, she give up at some point, and
Mhm.
at some point you see, like, I'm not, her burnout lines actually start disappearing.
Mhm.
You says how all these lines can disappear, and we are not talking about Botox. We're talking about the lines like she was burned out. She was like killing herself regarding what her duties as a princess, and the time start coming like, I don't care anymore.
Mhm.
So she had burnout lines, but not the same one that she had before she died. So there was Princess Margaret. You have your own story regarding her life. Now we're going to talk to, again, it's crazy how things happen. We planned this 3 weeks ago. We didn't know he's going to die today. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, died this morning after at the age of 99, after 74 years to be with the Queen. You want to go or you want me to go?
I can do it.
Great.
Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He wore on June 10 in 1921. Monropes, I don't know how to pronounce because this I think is Greek.
Monropus Corfu in Greece. I
Yes,
have a
Greek.
friend who's Greek who told me that's the way you pronounce it.
Okay, thank you. British Royal Navy in 1939 at the age of 18. And Philip left active military service when Elizabeth became queen in 1962, having
52.
reached 52, sorry, Richard and rank of commander. Queen Elizabeth II, they were married since 1947 to 2021. He died on April 9 in 2021 on Windsor Castle, Windsor, United Kingdom.
Yeah. So when they met, they got engaged when she was 20, and
Mhm.
the king says, "Please, can you wait a year until she was 21?" And again, they went to Malta, and she was happy. She have Charles, and she have Anne, and she was a mom. And suddenly she was called because her father wasn't doing well, and he come with her, and he need to abdicate to his career as in the British Royal Navy, and when he had the rank of commander. And they says the more happy years the queen have on her life was when she was a simple wife of a commander on the Navy.
Yes.
She took the role, but she didn't want to. So
Oh,
this is when near to the age they got together. One of the two, I'm going to tell you my three, and you tell me if you have the same. Stick out ears, small
yes.
mouth,
Yes.
straight eyebrows with no proxemic.
No proxemic.
What are
And
yours? Hmm?
a straight chin, no upper lip. Yes. No eyelids too.
This guy was born to be a Navy
Mhm.
British officer. He have all the things that he thinking outside the box is 1, 2, 3, how things they need to get done, thinking fast, process information like a machine. He have a computer. He didn't talk too much if he doesn't need to
No.
talk. He was really intelligent, but he was a doer. He didn't have feelings on the things that they need to get done. Just get it done and move forward. What do you
Yeah.
have?
Yeah, and he was self-made too. He
Mm-hmm.
was, and then he wouldn't wait for anyone to do something. And even though he doesn't care about what people say about him, that's nothing to do with him. Yeah.
Nope. I'm checking on the other channels to see that we're still alive and nobody kick us out. Okay. So this is 45, 15 years older. He's already married to the queen. He have, what are the things that we noticed that we didn't notice before with his mouth?
The gap between the teeth
What happened with the upper lid?
disappeared.
What do you think?
Disappear. He stopped talking about his feelings, about how he feels. It has to be about what it's the outcome.
Yeah, he disconnected completely from his queen because he realized that he gonna be the husband of the queen. That a lot of women got away with to be the wife. Apparently, he wasn't set to get done. Actually, historian says that the queen mother uh, was really pushy regarding how she need to manage her husband in order to make sure that he can complete the duties. But there
Yeah.
were, whatever reason, they stick together for 74 years. Like, holy cow. I'm 49 and already tired to see my own face. I cannot realize what it is to see somebody else for 74 years next to you in the
Because
bed.
I'm complaining for 18 years. So yeah.
And it's a miracle nobody get killed yet. Okay, wait a minute. Before 92. The turn down nose, but you can see this gap on the nose.
Yes. That's how he was good on sports.
Yes, and he was a player and he was good for a sport. And
Yes.
you see the bottom of the nose, the
He,
round,
he
meaning
was
that
creative.
he have a really good eye for aesthetics. Actually, he was the one who decorated the houses where they live. You know that?
Yes, he was the one. And
He
you
was the
know another thing that I was watching the one historian say it is like when they got married, it was the first time that um, the wedding was on TV. He
one.
had that, yeah, and that's the things that came to my mind because he was so thinking outside the box, so creative to do things. Yeah.
He take the crown to the media. That's the reason they televised the so he was really creative. That's what I'm saying. The stick out ears. Actually, we have one of the people in Facebook says featured on the first picture: high ears, detached ears, no eyelid, long nose, tip of the nose downward, thin lips. Nail it. I don't know who you are, but you have a 100% an A plus. On the 60s picture, the chin is protruding and it looks straight. Yes, it looked way straight. I don't want to see this guy pissed off.
No, no.
He have a straight chin, but a smaller. But in 1960, like okay, and he got the he he got these lines, like the playful lines. But one of the thing is, like, he started doing documentaries. He started taking pictures of their family. He humanized the crown. He was the one who was created and thinking outside the box. They say that they should thank him, because he was the one who took the crown to be more humanized and more public out there. What the gap mean? So what the gap mean? Oh, you're talking about the gap on the tooth or the gap on the nose? Let me know which gap you want to know about it. Elba, what else? Oh my God, it's an hour and a half, an hour and 20.
Yes. It's
Somebody says he have chameleon eyebrows.
yes.
Wow.
You got it.
A gap on the tooth, meaning that he was storming like a mule, and when he set his mind in something, he's not going to give up.
No, and he took risk.
Oh, yeah. He loved to take risk. He took risk that nobody else took, and that's the reason he took the crown to the next level.
Yeah.
He was a risk taker. Actually, you're going to find the same gap on Madonna, for example. 1902. So we have 1960. We have like 32 years later. You see the gap become more protrudent?
Yes.
His proxemic almost disappeared. Yeah. Chameleon eyebrows. What else you have?
Yeah, he still have the high ears, and the straight chin is like, yes. Doesn't have upper lip, none.
Okay, Perry have an interesting comment. It's true. What do you think? Can you read it?
Yeah, it looks like his nose got shorter over time, indicates how he had less control over his environment and became more of a worker bee and go to the work done regardless of his feelings. Yes, it's right. Yes.
Good call, Perry. Yeah, he was completing the duty. I need to be in duty husband. I'm going to be unto duty husband.
And I want to reaffirm that with this picture. You can see the ears, how they're more close to that.
I think we're going to see it. I'm giving away, but you see, he didn't have any, what? Because it's your discovery, so you say it.
Yeah, he doesn't have inner reach. So he has to create his own world to go with the duties that he has to do. So he has his own bubble. And he became more like, okay, these are the rules, just go for it.
So this was this year before he died. But into 2012, you can see the thin of the nose, his eyes bulging inside, like he wanted to be less seen. Yes. Actually, he started disappearing and be more behind the queen than more public. He didn't want to be a public persona. And you made a comment about his birthday. He was feisty about it.
Yeah, because they were like, you know what? There was a news and they talk about the birthday, the 99th birthday of the prince, and they said he's going to have a big party and everything. And he said, like, no, I don't want a big parties. I just want to be at home. That's it. That's the only thing that I want.
Yeah, he started getting more reluctant to be exposed to other people. But you can see the gap on the chin.
He never lost it. He never lost that sport, that playfulness.
Yeah, he was, in one point, the queen mother says, you need to domesticate it. If you can do it with a horse, you can do it with your husband.
And you can see something in this one. He has the visionary line. Even though he wants to be disappear of the media and everything, he always knew he was one step ahead.
Yeah, he still have it when he was dying.
Yeah.
And some historians says that Elizabeth ended up marrying someone with a similar personality than Margaret. While thinking outside the box, going for it. Perry says the protruding chin still wouldn't want to get it in his way, even at his age, so determined. Like, oh, he couldn't have kicked your ass yesterday.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah.
and that's the example that I give, because they want to do like a huge party, and he says, "No, I don't want it. I just want to be at home."
Guess what happened? Didn't happen it.
No, didn't happen.
And didn't happen it. So this is before and after.
Yes.
One of the things that get my attention, we talk about it, the tangle eyebrows. Meaning, you want to go or you want me to go?
Okay, they're not connected. They just go all over the place. It's like the information is not in the same way. He were how do you say, it's volatile. Volatile. Yeah.
He was more volatile and more disconnecting from reality, but can change. We have 2021, big abundant eyelid, big nostril. You know why? Because he start losing it and he start needing help. So the eyelids has to do with the level of intimacy. And by the way, we're going to be talking on the next Tuesday about the eyelids and why it's so important to read eyelids. Elba, do you want to say anything about him before and after?
Yeah, the ears. I just skip with that, because for me it was a huge change how he started thinking outside the box and do different things, and then he started like, no, you know what? These are the rules. These are the norms. Okay, I'm going with that.
Well, people, next week today we talk about Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, and Princess Margaret. Thank you very much for being here. Next week we're going to be talking about Prince Charles, Diana, and Camilla. What are the compatibilities, and what we think that Charles married the wrong women in the beginning. But anyway, we hear the story. It took
Yeah.
longer for the crown to get to the next step. Perry says the change in the size of the ear is incredibly. It's making sense that he had need to be good listener. If his wife was dealing with the burdens of being a queen, ooh, I don't have any doubt. We have hearts. We have thank you. We haven't finished yet. We have more for you guys. So next April 16th, since we don't need to file for taxes, you still can watch the show. April 23rd, we're going to talk about Kate and William. We're going to talk in April the 30th about Meghan and Harry. And remember, if you don't want to miss any show, go to Susan Ivett Human Behavior Lab. Click subscribe and click the bell if you want to learn about face reading and you want to have the bundle. You can go here and you can get 6 months of payments, easy payments, 6 months of homework, one open class a month, and support. So if you want to learn face reading and it didn't happen for many reasons or whatever reason, just let's go there to the link and you can have the 5 levels today and pay in 6 months at the same time when you have the homework getting done. What you're going to be learning is the same things that our students have learned here and the same things that we had been talking every Friday. Thank you very much, Leah, for being here. Now, the next one, we're going to be talking, giving an intro of face reading profiler. Intro 3, we're going to be talking about eyelids, and we talk a lot about eyelids and the level of intimacy and how you can determine how a person need to be managed the level of intimacy. Love the show, girls. Congrats. Thank you very much. So if you go to Human Behavior Lab, if I shouldn't have put the banner, here we go. So if you go to humanbehaviorlab.com/webinar, you can go and register for the Tuesday webinar. If it's not, it's recorded. The only difference is that you can ask live question is for around like 90-minute webinar, and Elba and I, we're going to answer everything that you want to, because you're part of the webinar. You can ask question, you can be participating, you can be talking. That is different than what happened here right now. So again, Human Behavior Hacker School is where you can learn all this witchcraft that I love and I've been doing for a long time, and Elba love too. And again, where is the webinars to be found in Human Behavior Lab. And this is how you can contact Elba if people want to talk to you, where they need to contact you.
You can go to elba.humanbehaviorlab.com.
And if you want to contact me, Susan at humanbehaviorlab.com. come. And again, it's so casual that it has nothing to do with what happened this morning. We're going to be talking about the royals. And again, take a long time to prepare presentations like the one today. A lot of research, a lot of spending weekends watching documentaries and reading books about the historian part. So my point is, we have it already set it up. And what I think that it's another way to see people that we see on TV, but maybe we don't have the chance to know how they go for it. Our respect to all the families, and I'm so happy the family have for so long the chance to be enjoying and sharing with the people that we love. Some people didn't have or doesn't have that chance, so we need to be grateful for the times that we have to share, now for the time that we miss. Elba?
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think it was great to be back.
Yeah, we miss you, girl. We have a couple of crazy weeks, but we are back. So I hope to see you, all of you, next Friday, 4:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Boss?
See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.